Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I'm going to show you how I store my yarn and knitting supplies because I kind of reorganized a bit this weekend. I put together a new to-go bag, and hopefully some of my storage tips will help you with your yarn stash. First of all, some things I didn't put in my yarn bag are my knitting needles. They were a little too tall and I have too many of them to put in the bag, plus they were getting kind of lost when I stuck them in there. So my short needles are in a mason jar and my tall needles are in a vase. I've had them like this for a couple of years and I can easily find what I want because of the colors of the needles, and also I can match them up with the tops. So that's what I did for these. And they just stay on a shelf, up on the shelf up top. And my bag, I actually decided to switch and go with a crop-in style bag that I had anyway, and it's right here. It's a big scrapbooking tote actually, and here on the front there's a really big pocket, and I can stick any sort of accessories I have in here. I've got my works in progress here, so I can easily fit the projects that I have going on for my classes. I have them been separated by plastic bags. And I can also put my children's projects that they're working on in here so I can bring them to class. And I have different accessories in these little pockets. And I can actually put some longer needles in here if I want to. I've got a granny square just in case anybody was still working on the granny squares from last time. So, and I do have these other little pockets that I can use for different stuff. And I had this anyway. I wouldn't go out and buy a scrapbook tote just for this. But since I already had it, I decided to make use of what I had. Now in the top here, hopefully you'll be able to see. If not, I'll move the camera. In the top here, I've got all kinds of stuff that you probably can't see. Let me tip it forward here. I have my bag that I've got all my pins and markers and scissors, all my knitting accessories that I use for almost any project. I have a baggie with my circular needles in it because I find children have a much easier time using circular needles. So they're right there, and I rarely use them. And then I have a little knitting spool, and I have an Afghan hook. Just, you know, basic things that don't fit anywhere else. I have a pom-pom maker in there. Just a nice big open area, but it's shallow enough that I can see everything. And here in the side pocket, I've got my roll-up that has my double-pointed needles. I've got my crochet hooks and my Denise interchangeable needles, and I'm going to show you these. This is my set of Denise needles. I'm going to set that down so I can show you that. And I've got all my crochet hooks here in this tin. I have a lot, but I also, I don't plan, sometimes when I'm doing crochet, my students don't have their hooks, so I want to make sure that I have some extras for them. So I pick them up whenever I see them on sale at a yard sale or whatnot. So these interchangeable needles, I'm just going to move it over here so you're in a little bit better light. I got this for, move this out of the way. This is something for Ask a Crafter. Excuse me, Dramamine. Hope you took some. There we go. This is the Denise Interchangeable Needle Set, and I apologize for the bizarre angle I'm shooting this at, but you've got all these cords and you have all these needles, and you can hook them together to make straight needles, circular needles, whatever you want. Like you take the needles and some short pieces and put the stoppers on to make your straight needles. I love it because it gives me everything from a size 5 needle to a size 15 all in one kit, so I can use these on an airplane or a train or just, you know, whatever. It doesn't take up a lot of space, but it gives me all the needles I could possibly need right here, because I don't work on anything smaller than a size 5 unless I'm making something for a card or a scrapbook page or something, because I just, too much patience. I don't have that much patience. But there you have it. That's what's in my knitting bag. And now I'm going to pause it and I'm going to show you how I'm currently storing my yarn. Okay, welcome to the deep dark corner of my craft room. This is a display that my local librarian gave me. It was a paperback book display and they didn't need it anymore. And so what I did was I put my balls of yarn in the little baskets by color. So I do have to make sure I have the larger balls of yarn on the outside so things don't fall through. I went through over the last couple of days and I balled up some yarn that was kind of, they were in skeins, but they had kind of been partially used, so you take up this much space and put it down to this when you make a center pull ball. So I did that for some. It's going to be a long process to do that to all of them that are half knitted through, but it's a goal, and isn't it good to have goals? Something I can work on here and there. And then as I get a ball of yarn, I can put it in with its color. I work by color. Some people like to work by brand or type of yarn, but this works for me. And also I know if I get too much yarn that I can fit on this, then I need to knit through some before I buy some more. That's not all my yarn though. I've got a few stashes here and there that we don't need to talk about today that are just like in random baskets, but for the most part my yarn is here, and that's how I stay organized in the yarn department. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting!